Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Donitsa and Edyta here.
Hello.
And today we have another wonderful guest, and her name is Laura Clementi. Laura has been an interior designer for over 20 years. And after a period of unrest, she learned how to bring peace back into her life, attract good luck, and bring balance back into her own home through many modalities, including the power of Feng Shui. Welcome, Laura. So good to have you here today. How are you?
Thank you, ladies. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Very welcome.
So, wonderful to have you. So, can you please tell us a bit about Laura and how, you've been an interior designer? So, just can tell us a little bit about your story and where you are right now in your life.
Absolutely. I feel like I was born to be an interior designer. I, at a very young age, started, um, like I was always concerned with the environment, how things looked, and I would literally move things around in my parents' house growing up. I would just exhaust everybody. I would even, as I got older, through my teenage years, I would go shop and remodel my mom's house like almost every other week. Drove everybody crazy, but I had to find like balance in every room to feel relaxed. And that just started a little itch in me of, of passion. I went to interior design school, and from there, I believe in, doors that open, you just don't decline. And a student friend of mine said to me, I have to leave to Costa Rica, and I need someone to fill out my job for mega yachts, interior design for mega yachts. And I was like, well, I'm not really looking for a job. I'm a full-time student, but I'll fill in for you. Let's check this out. I ended up staying there for about 7 years, pretty much traveled the world, and definitely got all my itches scratched, right? There are no budgets. You could be as creative and as custom as you want to be. Um, but with time, I found that that wasn't satisfying to me anymore, because yes, all the glitz and glam is great, but there wasn't like a real challenge and the real help of assisting someone in their home and making them feel better when they walk through the doors. And I had a personal experience myself where I went through a divorce, and my house always was, interior designed, right? At every level that I lived at, from an apartment to big houses. But I, in the interim, started studying Feng Shui, and a grandmaster took me under his wing and taught me a lot. And with his knowledge and the education, I started really tapping in on certain things and certain items and certain vibes, and connecting the house to the person's DNA. Like basically, we have our DNA could connect and reflect your home in your home, and everybody's is different. And that's where the magic happens. That's where you feel at ease and calm and connected to your home. And to me, that was everything, because it changed my life. It helped my children, go through the divorce, go through the moves, go through the changes, and stay grounded and stay, happy and successful in life. So that became my passion, and I've been doing that ever since.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for this.
Very
Of course.
inspiring story.
Thank you.
We would you like to talk more about your invention with the chimes, because
Yes.
that's such a beautiful story and they sound incredible.
Because that's also part of your
Yes.
it's almost like
Journey.
Yes.
journey, healing journey, and coming deeper into getting to know yourself, right?
Definitely. So there are certain it's feng shui, but I don't feng shui can be very intimidating, and it could be a huge commitment, changing things monthly, changing things yearly. Everybody's personality has an impact in the house. So to me, I don't, you don't have to follow every rule of Feng Shui, but there are certain grounding rules and there's certain things you can't compromise in, and finding the balance between that and, feeling at ease in your location, as far as like in your command position. There's certain things that you do have to follow through with, but I don't take it to the extreme at all, because I'm very practical about it. You have to live in your home and it has to make sense.
Oh, before we go to the chimes, could you please talk a bit more about this
Yes,
Feng Shui
absolutely.
and like give some tips perhaps
Yeah.
to us? Because that I'd love some tips.
To all of us.
All of us.
Everything they talk about Feng Shui, I mean, the most basic things like don't, leave clutter, anything that's broken in a home or even in your clothing, get rid of it, bad luck. Front door being the most important. It's the energy comes through your front door. I don't have shoes in my house. There's always a shoe basket. Kind of goes back to the yachting, right? Keeping everything pristine as well, but not dragging the mud or the energy of the shoes into a home. Command positions are super important. Your direction, everybody has a certain direction. And when you're in that direction, sometimes you don't realize why you like sitting facing east and you perform best. And when Feng Shui consultants give you your direction, you're like, no wonder I've been sitting in that position and I love it best. Or, no wonder I love this color and I gravitate towards this color. Your DNA, your date of birth says a lot. And with all those calculations and, your families, you kind of like create this puzzle that works for everybody in your home. So there are some essential tools in Feng Shui that you do need in a house. And one of the most important ones is a wind chime. And when I was looking for wind chimes and I was like on Amazon and I was, going to the stores, I just kept finding the same look, the same wind chime. Some sang a little music that was nice, but they all looked the same. And of course, as an interior designer, I'm like, why can't they have a nicer looking one? Why can't it be prettier? So I started sketching and I came up with a ton of them. And a friend of mine was like, oh my, and of course, backed by the grandmaster, a friend of mine was like, you need to do this. This is beautiful. Like I will buy it. I'm like, really? Because I was just doing it for myself, for my house. So I went on a journey, almost a rabbit hole, because developing a product is no joke. I learned so much, but I'm so grateful because once I received it, it was like a baby was born. It was my baby that took years to develop. I contact the sound engineer. I wanted to make sure the tonality of the chime really cleansed energy and was resonating enough. And the material for the wear and tear outside for any type of, Florida weather, salt water, that it could withstand all that. So yeah, so we developed Loyola chimes, and every one of my projects ends up with a chime. The positioning of the chime is really important, but at the very least, if you don't have a consultant, have one in your front door, because it just cleans the air of everybody that's coming in and out, even when you come in yourself with a bad mood. So at the very least, the front door is the minimal place that you should put it in, but there are many wonders to wind chimes.
Outside of the front door?
Yes.
You put it outside of the front door.
Outside of the front door. But if you really want to get technical, stars move, you can move them around. Unless people want to go really deep into Feng Shui, I'm like, put it in the front. And if you want to, put it in the back. And I also came up with a desktop one because that was missing in the market, where, what if you have an apartment? What if you want to you can hang something? What if you wanted indoors? And, how do you cleanse the air indoors? Like you have sound bowls, we have all these other things, but the desktop one was designed specifically to manifest the energy yourself. So there's 3 sticks, one's for health, one's for wealth, and one's for love. So you are able to like kind of manifest what you want, chime away, take a deep breath, slow down a second, and reset. So I have that on my desk. I have that, they're pretty much everywhere all over my house.
I love that. I need to check
Even
it.
my 8-year-old does it before going to school.
Yeah,
Nice.
you have a lot of very helpful and beautiful videos on your Instagram with their sounds and
Yes.
amazing. They sounds
Thank
very,
you.
very.
Do
Yeah,
you know
it's
the
educating.
frequency? Do you know the
It's
frequencies?
I think it's 450. It's the heart eye chakra. Um, yeah, it's tonal, but it's not music. It's not intended for it to be music. But there's a big education on wind chimes. People, and some people actually hate them. Some
I
people,
know.
Yes,
they're
I heard that.
so
Yeah.
yes.
yeah. And I get it. I get it. And that was my thing. I'm like, I don't want them to over chime. I want them to chime when they need to chime. And I want to chime in a soothing way, not in a clunk clank kind of way. Because that's the difference of La chimes.
They have a definitely gentle sound.
I have a
Yes.
question about, you said about like, and I've seen it like different sticks. So what do they do, these sticks? I mean, do they emit different frequency, or how do they work? The love, the wealth, the health, was it?
Yes, yes. Great question. And I think I missed a step. They have stones in them, all of them. And so the love has the rose quartz. The wealth has the green one. The white quartz is for the health. So they all have, it's just all energy.
So you're incorporating crystal, frequency, sound,
Yes.
and metal. What
Yes.
metal? So what's the metal? What's the importance of it?
Well, in Feng Shui, you have wind, fire, right? Wood, earth. So pretty much when a wind chime chimes, other than water, which will be a natural, rain will be it.
Air.
And water, you pretty much you have the wood, you have the earth, with the grounding stones, and you have the metal. So you have most elements of Feng Shui.
So they combine those 5 elements.
Yeah, they combine the elements.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
So
I want one now.
there was a lot of thought in development of these because if I was gonna put out a product, I wanted to make sure that it represented and it did its work, what it's intended to do.
Represents you.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. It's like bringing out all the 5 elements in you.
Oh, ooh, yes, true. Yeah, when you do the work, the interior work on yourself, you find ways to share it and make it make sense, right, for others because you want to you want to share that. You want other people to have that win, that experience.
Movement.
Mhm.
It's
Uh,
like what I'm hearing and feeling is that you started with redecorating your parents' house, like moving things around. So you're creating, you're already in tune with the movement, the need for shift
The
and change,
movement of energy.
the movement of energy
yeah,
without even knowing. And then you studied it, and the yachts, as you know, as we know, as I know them too, it's movement, but it's different. It's more like, would you call it like sometimes it's a stagnant energy in yachts?
absolutely. As much as they're moving, there's not a lot of good energy because things are fixed.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
So it's like now I'm just like I'm hearing this, like you're bringing that movement of energy into everybody's homes, creating
Yeah.
healing.
And you spot it right on. I don't even think I realized that started when I was young, not even knowing what that name was. I didn't know what feng shui was. I had no clue. But I had been doing things that were in that direction naturally, instinctually for a long time.
That's
Yeah.
your gift
That's your gift.
that you are sharing with all of us right
Yeah.
now.
Shift,
Yeah.
like moving the stagnant energy, almost like
Yeah, balance.
refreshing.
Yeah. Wanting to balance things out. Um, yeah, and that's when I do that work, I'm not working. It's just so natural to me.
You're in
It's
your
happiness.
element. So what's
Yes.
your strongest element that you would connect to?
Myself,
Yeah.
Definitely earth. Yeah, I'm fire. I'm a fire sign, but there's some things I go really fast. I do things really fast, but I'm also, because I've done a lot of breath work and I do a lot of meditating, I've had to find a way to pull back and ground myself a lot. Otherwise I just go and want more and more and more and more. And as you get older and have a family, you just have to find that chi within yourself. So my biggest challenge personally has been to like calm the fire in me. Yeah.
Yep.
So the
Yep.
work is not just in the home. The work is, it's from the inside out. It comes, one reflects the other, and somehow you have to just balance them both out. And then when you have a family, it's not just your house, right? It's not just your energy. So now I'm constantly calming everybody around me.
Putting
But
fires
yeah,
down.
Yeah.
you master it already, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I move rooms around a lot. My kids, when I had 3 of them at home, it was a constant changing of rooms.
Mhm.
I bet they love that.
Well, it gave them a little bit of resilience, and it's been good for them now that, my older one's on his own. He's adjustable to anything.
But I believe strongly that it's very important because we don't want to keep the stagnation anywhere, especially at home when we spend so much time and we come to rest and connect with our loved one. So moving things, it's very important. I'm the same way, so I get it.
I
I
love
could.
it. Yeah. I don't think people realize that. And it doesn't take, my biggest message and what I set out to do is help everybody at any level, because people thought, especially back in the days, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, that you had to have money to have an interior designer and you couldn't have a beautiful home. And now, thank God for Pinterest and Google and, all these influencers. There's TikTok even that suggests products and let people find their identity in their home. And it does not take money. I actually save my clients money because they don't spin in the wrong direction or buy the wrong products. So most of my clients are like, you actually saved me so much money and time. Like, thank you. And, it's for everybody. It could be for anyone. And everybody should love their home. Everybody should want to come home. This is your place. This is where you should feel safest and most connected, right? And same with your office, because we spend a lot of time at work.
Yes.
Being able to relax and put the thoughts together, get the inner balance.
And the inspiration. So, quick question. You're an interior designer, and you bring in all this movement of energy, which I love. You're like this, especially in the year of dragon right now. You're like this master of like elements. When you work with people, do you just decorate, furniture, moving things, or do you actually go into a home and you kind of renew everything? Like you do also like the construction part?
Yeah, how the process looks.
Do you do everything, or do you just do the beauty?
I do everything and up to just staging alone. Sometimes their budget's not there for gutting a house and going crazy, and sometimes you don't have to. But after so many years, right, I have this vision. When I walk in, I already see what the room should look like. I already see what's wrong with where the stagnant energy is, where the sofa is located. It's just, it's a lot of practice and so intuition as well. But yeah, I walk into a room and I could just do staging alone. And people are like, I have to get rid of my couch. And I'm like, actually, you don't. We just need to fluff around, add a new area rug, add some new pillows. The staging is everything. Even when I design a house from scratch, people are like, oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The moment the staging happens is there literally the aha moment. It's those little details, is where you put the fountain, where you put the tree, where you put those, that's where the balance comes in most. That's when it shows the most.
I just had the most brilliant idea, Because
Tell me.
I don't watch TV, right? So sometimes I would watch the house shows.
Yes.
I
Obsessed.
see you. I see you. It's like would be so nice for you to actually have your own TV show.
Oh my goodness.
I would love that. I would watch it because that's just so many tips, and you
That's a
just
nice idea.
that's a great idea.
Mhm.
Look,
Yeah, there's so much.
Ding,
Listen,
ding, ding.
it's not the first time it's been brought up to my attention. I'm like, really? I could do this. I could do this.
yes. Oh yeah, I see it.
HGTV.
I got goosebumps. I mean, just
Oh,
the chills.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, most of those shows are required like, a lot, big money and everything else. But, our channel is to inspire everybody, everyone. So, um, just like little tips, like you said, sometimes they can change everything and they are very helpful.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's those little tips are everything. And the fact that people can do it themselves too.
Yeah.
Most of the time they don't want to, but they can. They
Mhm.
could be like, I've done Zooms where I just give me your layout, give me your date of birth, give me, and I just concoction this vision in your house. And I'm like, do A, B, C, and D. And
Mhm.
they don't have a budget. So they're like, thank you so much. Like, I love my house now. I work from home, especially during COVID,
Mhm.
right? How do I inspire myself inside the house? I'm at home. And that was a huge shift for people, which a lot of them still ended up staying working remote.
Mhm.
So their homes became the office too. And how do you separate? How do you disconnect from that room when you're going into your house, into the other parts of your house? Um, but there's so many ways. There's so many ways. And I just feel like everybody should literally just love their space.
Yeah,
And what I'm
I
also
agree.
hearing, yeah, I agree. So what I'm also hearing is like the intuition, right?
Yeah.
Connect to your intuition.
Yeah. There's
And
no
how
wrong.
you feel. If you don't feel good in your home, just
Mhm.
connect. It's like what needs to move. Or
There
call
could be
Laura.
there
Yeah.
could be sickness, there could be divorce, there's so much in the energy of a house, and you don't even know the history. Like, that's a whole nother conversation of what the history of the house already has, right? So clearing that air out, cleaning it out is, as you know, huge.
Mhm.
S- So, is there anything that you can suggest to the audience? Like any tips or anything to
Mhm.
clear, for example, the home? Like, even if they don't know anything about this beautiful art, right? But there's like any tips or suggestions or any inspiring tips to the audience. So,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah, of course. To me,
because I would do
obviously
it too.
declutter, it's so basic. Like, some things are pretty basic: decluttering, opening the windows sometimes, letting some fresh air in. Some people are not into saging. I sage. I definitely sage my house, especially after I have guests. Love them all, but I sage away.
Love them.
um yeah. Open the windows. I mean, I have mine closed today because the reflection, but let that sunlight cure, let that sunlight in the house. The more natural light, the better.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, the front door, keep that clean. Keep your sign, your house numbers super visual to the guests. The last thing you want is frustrated guests because they can't find your house. um you want them to come into your house yourself. You want to come in with ease and relaxation, not tension, because then that energy comes into your house again. There's a ton of basic moves that require like zero money.
Nice.
Yeah.
What I have a question about the front door colors. Just popped in.
Yeah.
So, any suggestion, or you have a like favorite one, or how that works?
It depends. I've done obviously the red, your typical feng shui red door, blue doors, black doors. I love black doors personally. I don't compromise design in my feng shui, in my energy work. So, and at the end of the day, I leave the home, and as much as I'm connected to it, it's not for me. I don't make the house for me. I make it for my clients. They live in it. They're supposed to connect to the house, right? I get attached to it, but then I have to walk away. But yeah, I listen to the client. I listen to the client, and I think their energy number to me is dictates a lot.
What about yellow door?
Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with you.
Okay, good. Because my door is
Yeah.
yellow.
I usually used to have a red one.
Yeah.
I had blue, and now I have yellow.
Yeah.
I love changing. It's paint. It's great.
Good. Not that's
Yeah.
like that's good to know. So you can. And what about like the, let's say you can change things like this, but you can't really change the kind of the direction where your front door is. And you know how they say the north is best or the east. Like, so what do you do to, let's
Balance.
say, to balance that? Let's say if your front door faces south.
There's so many things. Like for example, you know, it's not good to have, like you said, you walk into a house and then you have a lake or water in the back directly, like a direct, like everything just goes from the front and all energy goes out the back door. And so you don't carry through the house. There's so many tricks. There's so many ways to derail the eye from that vision. There's, you know, mirrors, there's plants. It really depends on, you know, your energy as well. It's not just the house. You could change. My mission was like, I don't want to have to move my house because my door is not in the right direction. I want to work with that, right? Like I want to, we have man luck. I want to, there's so many, there's earth luck, there's man luck. Like we have an impact. We can change these things. We can help these things not be detrimental to our health and our family. And so there's a million tricks, you know, with mirrors, with plants, with furniture, area rugs, drapery. There's the sky's the limit. You don't have to move out of your house.
That's good to know, right? It's good to know. So, you mentioned that you work remotely these days as well. So, how how can people find you if they would like to, connect with you one on one, or learn from you, or actually get your help with their homes? How can they find you? And of course, I'm going to add everything in the description below. But and any inspiring, you've shared actually a lot of inspiration with us all, and it's like I'm all excited about my new home. I'm going to call Laura. But how can they find you, whether in person or remote?
Yes, I done a lot of remote work. So I definitely can do any state, you know, even Canada I've done. But probably easiest would be Instagram. I have two accounts. I have Laola Chimes and I have Laola Designs, Laola. Um, they're separate because they have, you know, they connect, but they're also very different in their education. And a lot of my work is reflected there. So I think the best way would probably be Instagram.
Okay. And also for people to book time and schedule sessions with you and such is via
Oh,
Instagram.
absolutely. Yeah, Messenger. Like send me a message and I'll set up a Zoom. I have a home harmony funnel. I have obviously two websites, but the funnel is really interesting because I have a special, I believe it's for $49 that I do a session with you and I give you your energy number and some tips so you could kind of get the personalization and understand how the concept, how to start even in the process of it, and then you could take it further and do it yourself or hire me. But at least at the end of the day, you have this little kit that gives you, empowers you with your information, with your DNA information, and that I could drop the link on that funnel. And there's a little video there as well that talks about basically like color psychology, color therapy.
Beautiful.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You're such an inspiration, Laura.
Oh, thank you. You
Sounds
guys.
very happy also. Very happy.
Yes, like I'm all like very, yeah, very happy, very light, very bright, very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And yes, so thank you so much for being here with us today. And is there anything you'd like to share as like the last message to the audience, a last tip or anything else before we close for today?
I'd say just do it. Basically, don't, you know, don't procrastinate it. There's no wrong. Anything that feels right to you. I have chills right now. It doesn't, nothing matters but how you feel in your house. Go have fun this weekend. Go throw away broken items. Go move some furniture around. Feel it out. If you don't like it, put it back. A paint could be covered. Just go have fun. Have fun in your home and connect to your home. It's magic.
Bring life into your home, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's magic.
Get rid of the stagnation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see everybody in your family thrive, especially if you thrive, everybody around you is going to thrive. They're going to see the change.
Definitely.
Oh, that sounds yummy. Look, big grins on our face, big smiles on our face, because like I'm excited right now. It's just
I think I might get going, like do my house this weekend again. I might
swap the rooms again.
I might move my children again this weekend.
but that should be fun. That should be fun. Not like a chore or something. Oh my God, I need to do it. It just should be fun.
Yeah, and people also attach themselves to chairs or to like antiques or no. I change furniture literally. My husband, he's like, here we go again. Whatever inspires you. Nowadays, we're not stuck to furniture forever. We can change it.
Exactly. Again, it's a stagnant energy, and most of us don't like changes, but changes are necessary, and that's why I said that should be fun.
Change is the only thing that's permanent in life.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So the more we relax into it, the easier the flow is, right? And the easier life is.
Of course.
Laura, you're such, like I keep saying, you're such an inspiration just being here and hearing you talk about this
bright light
and the gift of you, moving and shifting energy. So thank you so much for everything you do for yourself and everyone else, because through you, this is possible. Only through you.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. If you'd like to connect with Laura or you'd like to leave us a comment, please, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. And if you have anything to share, or if you'd like to hear more from Laura, please let us know. Would love to have you back, perhaps with going deeper into something that you're passionate about in the future.
Of course, anytime.
Thank you.
Inspire all of us.
To inspire, to continue inspiring all of us.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone. Till next time, keep well. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.